Arjuna and Evelyn here to conduct a LuZo review on Masters of None Season 2. What worked? What did you like about it?
I liked that they continued to do what they did in the first season with picking really relatable topics to a very diverse audience. When I'm watching it, it's kind of like you're watching a friend doing all these things. And not everything goes well, but everything is always a learning experience, which I appreciate because I feel like everyone feels that and goes through that. And they're just very creative with their storytelling, which is probably my favorite thing about the show.
The allure of the show is the every day, every man feel to it. I think what really worked was the individual stories, crafting them to make them something special. Episode 1 was the bicycle thief. They had another episode where he is using a Tinder-like app and goes on this date, and they cut it all together as one date, which is
really
cool.
Really
well done. There's another episode, an ode to New York, where there's different people from New York with different circumstances. That's really well done and very beautiful. Going to the flip side, what didn't work?
I wasn't a big fan of the love plot with Francesca. I felt like it was a little cliche, a little predictable, a little too Hollywood. So it goes away from that relatability into this whole, oh, I'm going to travel and find myself and rebound with this hot Italian girl. And it's like, really?
In defense of the plot, and I wasn't the biggest fan either, I liked the Rachel romance plot from season 1 a little bit more, but in defense of it, it's very much of a rebound in terms of Aziz trying to find himself. So it's interesting when he ends up with her at the end, and you kind of get this look between both characters' eyes that like it's more of a fantasy than really a good relationship that might work out.
Right.
And I think he even says something to that in that nature to Arnold when he's at the bar after, and it looks like she's left. He's like, I don't even know if maybe this is just like a rebound, a thing within his mind. The plot lines talking about his job this year felt very Parks and Rec-y, cartoonish. Now, speaking of episodes, what was your favorite?
My favorite was definitely the Thanksgiving episode, where it goes through Denise's coming out to her family. I thought it was a very authentic take, and it was refreshing to see something that wasn't just the same story of, oh, we love you so much the way you are, or, oh, we don't love you at all the way you are. It was a good in-between that was very realistic for that demographic. So I really appreciate it. I thought it was beautifully done.
Going to the other side, least favorite, there were a few in there. One episode that focuses a lot on the job aspect, Door 3. That episode has Dev kind of coming to terms of what he wants to do. Does he want to continue Cupcake Wars, or does he want to leave? And he kind of comes up with this, he pitches the show and it works out. Now, I didn't like that episode because of the weakness of it, but there's also this random plot line thrown in that deals with his one of his friends and his friend's dad, and he's dating two different women, and it didn't thematically go with the episode at all.
It didn't make any sense.
It felt like there were points during the season where there were plot points they wanted to get in, but it didn't really fit anywhere, and like that was one where it didn't seem to really fit that episode. Now, I understand like the door number 3 option with the dad going with, do I want to date this woman or this woman? Well, door number 3, I date both. It doesn't work out. That's a pretty obvious theme, but that seems a little flimsy for me. Did season 2 surpass season 1?
I don't think it surpassed it, but I do think it's comparable. I think I preferred season 1, but maybe just because it was new. But there are some episodes in season 2 that were incredible, and I think as a whole, it's very comparable to season 1 in terms of quality.
So I've gone back and forth with this. Season 1 as a whole, to me, was probably a little bit better, a little bit more cohesive. Makes this season a little bit more enjoyable to me. I also feel like Aziz played Dev a little better. He wasn't as cartoony at times. He was really real. He did really well with some of those raw emotions. While we only saw a little bit of that towards the end of season 1 with Rachel, there was a lot more of that in this season with Francesca.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed what you just saw, take a look at these other videos from this week's LuZoCast. You can find the full podcast on Facebook and iTunes. For more nerdy goodness, subscribe to LuZo on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you. How do you think they get up there?
It's magic.
Okay.